I'm every woman. It's all in me. Do anything you want done, baby, and do it naturally. Whoa, whoa. Am I bragging? You know I'm the one. Don't buy- I got it. I. Hey, Princess A. Well, that's ridiculous, of course. Obviously, I am not a woman. We all know what a woman is. So yesterday I came on here and I went off on Miss Macy Gray. And what I'm realizing now is, as a little further investigation, I don't know that she is really the most offensive person in this scenario. I think it's Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is the demon, right? So I went and looked up Piers Morgan and see what some of his views are. We know that he's already prejudiced and constantly bigoted after the situation with Meghan Markle, right? That huge scandal. Now he's baited this woman, Macy Gray, by asking her the simplest ass question. Because in pretty much all of my comments in my last video were siding with Macy Gray. And then I look at other people's videos who covered this same subject, and they all seem to be pretty much in agreement with Macy Gray. Because basically what Macy Gray was saying, that a biological woman is a woman. A person who is trans is not a woman. Well, it's pretty juvenile, right? So when I put Piers Morgan in the search engine, I see that on. Hold on. So y'all won't think I'm crazy. Let me see. Piers Morgan. What is a woman? This occurred on July the 1st, 2022. So last week, he had a guest on there named Matt Walsh, who has created. Wait a minute. Wait till the train pass. I got the windows open because it's muggy today. Yeah. Oh. I guess y'all can hear me. Anyway, this dude named Matt Walsh, the creator of What is a Woman documentary full interview. So a week before he interviewed Macy Gray, he was on here asking this infantile question, what is a woman? I don't know why these people waste their education. How you going to make a goddamn documentary about such an infantile, stupid ass question? So I don't know that I'm going to offer Macy Gray any kind of an apology for anything I said, because I do believe what I said on the subject. But like she has an opinion, I have an opinion. But I don't know that she would say anything that probably 90% of women would say. You would probably get the same answer out of 90% of heterosexual men. Now, gay men are going to be a little more sensitive because we have been exposed to people much more often that are transgender. The average person, I mean, what the hell? This is a male and this is a female. A male has a dick and balls. A woman has a vagina and she has titties, right? Now we know we can manipulate the titty kind of part, but that vagina part is a whole lot more complicated, right? But even if you got all the surgery, I think this whole argument is about people who have actually had all the surgeries and are now physically a woman by law, right? Because they have the parts of a woman. And the woman is saying that you are not a woman because you've changed your parts. That's basically what Macy Gray said. Now, how wrong is she? I don't know. Because physically, you're a woman, but it was manipulated by science. A woman's journey is different than a transgender person's journey, right? Because a transgender person started off as male, correct? So they're not a girl. They're not like some things women are going to deal with that men are not going to deal with. Male dominance is one of those things. Male dominance, and a lot of people have experienced abuse by their male counterparts because the male is the dominant species, right? My thing is, what you tripping about? If somebody is telling me I want to be like you, right? I think the woman is a much more superior person. I want to join your club. Why is it so important that you resist these people who love to be women, who think like a woman now, right? But people want to reject, like that girl. Who's that girl? The what's that woman name? She wanted to be black, but she wasn't actually black, but she lived as a black woman and she raised black children and her men were black and she worked for the NAACP because she was concerned about black causes. I don't know why that was so offensive to black people. If they want to help, honey, if they love us, let them love us. This is kind of the way I feel about trans women. And there's so few of these people. Why is this fool over here got to make a documentary asking people? He goes around in women's marches asking who is woman. No, ask a woman. You should have been asking them about Roe versus Wade. That is the topic of conversation. Not these 2 or 3 little dots in the crowd that are transgender. I mean, how many transgender people do you know, people? Think about it. I'm not talking about no drag queens and all that shit. I'm talking about transgender people, people who have removed their penis and are now women. How often do you encounter such a person? So why you got to make a whole goddamn documentary about it, I'll never know. And that's where that Piers Morgan is coming from. This is the prejudice of his heart. We don't know if he is produced or has invested money in this project, but he has got this fool on here, Matt Walsh. This old stupid looking ass. Like he really got the story. This is the story. I asked the woman, what is a woman? What is a woman? Open your eyes, fool. Look down at your nuts. Piers Morgan. So that's right. That's why your ass, Piers Morgan, has went from CNN to whatever this countrified ass station you work for now. I believe he damn near lost that job because of his views on Meghan Markle. All right, I know I ain't speak, people. I know this story here. You know, I say it's a 2-day story. I'm not even going to begin with that woman that I don't know what the hell you call that thing over there. Flame Monroe. She's gonna get her feet up in it, of course. Flame Monroe, the one who is, she's pro every heterosexual idea, basically. Yes, she performs as a woman. Her performing as a woman would make her a drag queen, right? But no, she's in a different class than just a drag queen. Lots of drag queens do comedy. Lots of drag queens lip sync. Drag queens do all kind of art. If they can sing, they go and sing, right? They do performance art. When they come home, then they take their drag off because they're actually gay boys who are performing as women. But they understand that they are not women. They're drag queens, right? So I think it's complimentary to a woman that these people are actually obsessed with womanhood. Impersonate a woman. What does it say? Impersonation is the highest form of flattery. Anyway, Miss Flame Monroe, no. She wants to go and alter her face to look like a woman, right? You don't have to alter your face to tell jokes, honey. You don't have to have huge breasts. I don't know if she had the thighs and ass done, right? But all of that is not necessary to tell jokes, right? So we don't know what the hell's going on in her mind. And then she has the nerve to come over and talk about, oh, I love my studs. So she is a Flame Monroe. Listen to me. Because you put a man's hat on in daytime does not make you any less a drag queen, girl. Miss Thing, a lot of people don't put all that hair and makeup during the day. It ain't nothing. When people look at you, they're seeing a freak. I'm just telling you the truth. Because I don't know what was with these hats, but all you do is put on a hat. You don't even change the womanly glasses, girl. And you think I live as a man. You don't live as a man. A man does not have huge ass breasts, thighs. She always got to bring her ass in there. I agree with Macy Gray. Clout chasers in the extreme. All of her views are anti-trans people, right? Because she don't identify as a trans people. Yes, she want to be with a woman. She wants to claim that she's a woman, or she's on stage only, like a drag queen would, except she wants to augment her body to look like a woman. And then in the daytime, she wants to put a hat on and say now she's a man. Why are you a man? Because your wig is not on? A lot of people, aren't wigs hot? Girl, a lot of people are now walking around their house and all that get up you put on, girl, to perform. It ain't that unusual, and then it'll make you no less a trans, whatever you are. I don't even know what you identify something like that. Because then she says is that she is a man, and so she's attracted to a woman, but she don't want a woman. She wants a lesbian woman, and she wants a lesbian woman to be a stud. Girl, it's too much. That is one of the most confused expressions of homosexuality I've ever experienced. Because she, in her conversation, she's many times speak of men as she's had sex with men as well. So what are you, a bisexual, lesbian, trans, but not trans, cross-dresser, throw that in? I don't know, but she always got her goddamn mouth. It's always something negative. When you're dealing with extreme minorities, Miss Flame Monroe, your role is to support those people. Why? Because they are up against 300 million other people. That is well taken care of, girl. All the negativity is well taken care of. We don't need one more voice from the inside, girl, so you can go in and they can laugh at your jokes. You basically, girl, they don't like you to say the word coon on here. I'm not putting it in the title because that's what you are, girl. You're just a coon. Hi, Princess. Hey, I'll say it again. You gotta love YouTube. How you doing, Miss Piggy? How you doing, Miss Piggy? Blink Bianca. Is it Benki Bianca. Okay. Forgive me if I get it wrong, baby. I'm sorry. Mona and Primo. Hi, Primo Wanda and Shakira. How you doing, RJ Supreme? We are here. We stand strong in the community. You know, I mean, women carry this whole sector, this beef sector. So, you know, we're not anti-woman or anything like that, right? But I just don't like the bullying aspect of this. Why would this fool need to make a documentary about somebody? What do you got? You got 20 in your towns, in your big cities, maybe you got 500 transgender people, girl. Why is it necessary for you to make a whole goddamn documentary asking people, what is a woman? What the hell they gonna think, girl? God damn. You ask that question to kindergartners. What's the difference? Oh, he got a this and he got a that. Infantile. So Piers Morgan is real enemy there. So now he in his little should I pull it up? He in his little thing sets this woman up by saying that because he says that a woman is got to be a biological woman, and that he could get flack from that, and he can get please stop. He can get canceled for that, right? And he's told her right there in her face that you might get canceled for this, and yet you continue to ask this woman this question, and off the top of her head, she gets the same answer that all the people in the chat have said. All the people in Conscious TV, all the people in the chat, most of the women all agree. Most people agree what a woman is, girl. But that doesn't mean we have to shit and piss all over people who are transgender women. You have your experience and they have their experience. There might be a very interesting experience since they will have the male experience and then have the transition. It's just their life, honey. Why can't people just live their life? Live your life. Live your life, right? This is the offensive part, honey. It's the pile up. So Piers Morgan did that, and he was willing to throw Macy Gray up under the bus for his show. So we shouldn't be hating on Macy Gray for giving us pretty standard answer. We should be tripping on Piers Morgan, who deliberately set her up with that question, right? You think I'm bullshitting? I want y'all to look up Matt Walsh, the creator of, this is on, hold on, make sure I don't lose you.
This is gender ideology, and that's what this is. And
shut the fuck up.
You could kind of, if you want to trace it back, you could kind of decide how far back you want to go. There are certain landmark moments you can point to in history. Now, I think for a lot of people, it feels like Everyone knew what a woman.
Girl, ain't nobody thinking about no shit like that, girl. Who the fuck sitting around their goddamn dinner table wondering who's a woman? It's dumb. But if y'all don't believe me, go to Piers Morgan show. He's interviewing somebody named Matt Walsh. And the name of his documentary, that's what they're promoting, is What is a Woman? It's a documentary. So Piers Morgan, he knew that this was going to be a controversial answer because this fool who's making the documentary is going around and even women's events asking them, what is a woman? And some of the women are saying, basically, they don't want to offend nobody. I don't know what's wrong with not wanting to offend somebody, girl. God damn. If you feel like you're a woman, nigga, you a woman. I don't care. You don't sound like Jermaine. Lord have mercy. Who is this girl? Twins born on heroin, daddy beat. Lord have mercy. I think you're a troll, baby, and I got to help you. I got to escort you to the door. Have a nice day. I know you're gonna be trouble. Today. You just got back to Ohio today, Haitian princess. Oh, you're the one that was here. Well, I did answer. I answered in the chat though with my email address. So apparently you didn't go back to it because it was just in the comments. Did you enjoy the city? Honey, I ain't nothing special, but did you enjoy the city? Sometimes I wish I could see San Francisco in the eyes of a tourist, right? Because when my family comes to visit me, then we go to all the tourist spots. I said, all this stuff is here. I don't even look at it. I've never even been on the Golden Gate Bridge, girl. But they have because they want to see it, all right? I had never been to Alcatraz prison. Not that I need to, but they wanted to see it, so we went, So I hope you had a good time. It's overcast today. I think the weather was good when you were here then. Okay. And you went back to Ohio. I'm from next door, Indianapolis. Okay. Matt Walsh is the troublemaker. Matt Walsh is the troublemaker. He's sitting there like he's some kind of goddamn intellectual. What the fuck are you, an intellectual, girl? Picking on people. Stupid ass. Instead of dumbass. They're gonna try to make like it's a big thing to promote their documentary. Girl, all the issues in this world, women have just lost the right to their own pussy. Isn't that more interesting? Isn't that more right now? Doesn't that affect the whole goddamn country, girl? You worried about who's transgender? Lord have mercy. A lot of these people in these places that outside of the cities, they ain't never seen a transgender person. They don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You done made it some big issue. Like, this has got to be resolved. This has got to be resolved. Then they went to the black, what was she, a senator or something? And they asked her, what is a woman? And she said, I'm not sure I can answer that. Right? And they took offense to that. Oh, these women don't even know what a woman is. They don't even know it. Girl, you're just trying to stir up some goddamn hatred. You're just trying to stir up some bullshit to promote your goddamn stupid ass documentary. Man, Wash. And that goddamn Piers Morgan, girl, I'm glad they did fire your ass. I'm glad they did fire. Hey, hi, Charles Dawson. Charles Dawson, I ain't seen you in a while. They're transgender. That's what they are, honey. They're just transgender. They shouldn't have to hide it or try to pretend. I imagine a lot of people, I know a couple of transgender people that you would never know that they were transgender. One in my church, I had talked to that man regularly for something like 3 years, and I didn't know he was transgender, right? So some people, I guess their desire is just, I'm just a woman and that's it, right? But most transgender people recognize that I'm a transgender woman. That's who I am. I have value because this is who I am, right? We don't know how long this phenomenon has been around. We know we tried to bury it for centuries, right? But even when you go back to the Bible, they had the Ethiopian eunuch, and I believe the story of the Ethiopian eunuch in the Bible is about, what was it, Queen Candace or somebody? They would castrate these men so that the servants would be loyal to their wives. They could trust their wives with these eunuchs, right? But basically, a eunuch was a transgender person. They had made them transgender. I don't know if the people had a desire to be that or whatever, but these were barbaric times that you're trying to emulate, right? But it even existed even then, girl. And the story of the Ethiopian eunuch, that wasn't an unusual person. That's just the one that appeared in the Bible. But there were those people. Rachel Dolezal. I was not offended by her. She wanted to be black. What's wrong with that? Good. When you see these white rappers, they sound just like us. What's the harm in that? You like black people. I'm not offended by that. Dolezal. Mm-hmm. Who was that over there? Say that. That was that you, Brian? I know you have an opposing view, Brian, but that's what them devils want to do. They want to create a situation, a conversation that doesn't even have to exist. Now he done got all these people talking shit, thousands of people talking shit about Macy Gray because she answered the question, and probably most women would answer it. I mean, how would they know not to answer it that way? They don't know no trans. What the hell is that? They don't even know what it is. Right? You ask me what is a woman? I'm telling you what I think a woman is. It's a woman. The whole experience is different from a man and a woman. Men don't bleed. Men don't have to deal with these motherfuckers who expect you to be lifting them up all the time and be a helpmeet to their black ass. That's the woman's experience. I'll tell you, all the transgenders I know, ain't none of them been abused by no man, honey. Most of them fight like men. Right? That's a unique thing. You ain't gonna find no pimp in a whole string of transgender women. It just don't happen, honey. It's a different experience. It's a different experience from the domination of men over women. I'm sorry. Shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. There are emotions. You know, you can say certain things, and women are much more sensitive. They're much more likely to cry. It is in their nature. So we know what a woman is. She's totally different. Her body is built different. It's soft. No matter how much we make our body soft, you know, it's totally different than a woman's body, right? I'm just sorry, honey. I can usually identify people, but I don't discount their life because they're transgender. That's just that's who they are. You're a transgender woman. So people need to get away from this thing that, you know, well, of course, most of them don't say I'm a female. I mean, they understand that. They understand that, right? They just want to be respected for who they are, right? I'm more feminine than I am masculine. Correct? Just these are all opinions, people. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Charles Dawson. Mm-hmm. And Charles Edward, well, one witness in front of Congress said that men can bear children. I guess she gave a stupid answer to a stupid question, right? But I guess that's the main thing. You can bear children, you know. But I just think the whole experience between the two is different. But I think that a trans person's experience is even more unique than that, because we just born. I mean, I just knew from infancy that I was male, and then you probably know from infancy that you're a girl, right? You like girly things because you're a girl. You know. But then some people, it's not so clear to them, right? Something's wrong here. Hi, Andrew Dickerson. Carrie P. Well, you got the eyebrow up for Carrie P. Carrie K. This is commentary, girl. I have an opinion, like you have an opinion. Everybody's opinion don't got to be wrong. It's just how they feel, honey. I'm just telling you how I feel about it, right? But I'm identifying that the heat that Macy Gray is taking should really be directed at PIERS Morgan. He's the one that started this shit. And it wasn't off the top of his head because just 6 days earlier, he made a whole goddamn hour show about what is a woman. So I guess he's going to ask now all the women that come on this show, he's going to ask them all, what is a woman? To stir up the hatred in people against this tiny little minority of people. The people who are still being murdered, right? Because we're promoting the hatred of transgender people, right? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So I'll kill your ass. A lot of these fools that, girl, if you can't, people, if you can, you're picking up people. You can't tell if they're a male or a female, you're a male or a female. I would say something's going on there. Because there's so many women. I mean, you know, that's the case. They used to say, "Oh, I thought it was a woman. I thought it was a woman, and I found out it was a man." So I mean, what are you really tripping on? So everything as a woman, except you found out that she had a penis. Why is it so important, girl? Just say, no, I'm not cool with this, and leave. It doesn't give you license to murder the person. It's not the most horrible thing in the world because you touched her titty. Whatever. He did that, honey. He caught her off guard. If she had planned knowing what social media is, this bullshit is, she would have probably worded that better. But she's entitled to feel the way she feels. Like I said, all the comments, they all seem to be in agreement with her, basically. Much more, I mean, it's mostly from women, of course. They have very little experience with transgender people, right? If you know somebody that is transgender, then you have a better understanding. But most people don't. They don't. Even if they know a drag queen that does shows, honey, that doesn't mean they know a person who used to be a male and now can strip butt ass naked and appear to be female. Right? She said, well, no matter what you do to your parts, you are still not a woman. And baby, I got some news for you. If you have a pussy and titties, you are not a male either. You're simply what you are. You're a trans woman. Right? Now I don't know the total view of that particular community within our community. If you've had all your surgeries and you are physically female, I know you want to be her and she, but I don't know if those people still consider themselves transgender, or are these people transitioned? But I think you can think whatever the hell you want to think, right? Why is that a topic of discussion? Nobody give a fuck what you think, girl, about what they think about their own self. It's their own self. They're gonna live and they're gonna die, and they're gonna be them when they go into their hotel room or apartment or house. Close the door. It's them, honey. You ain't got nothing to do with it. I mean, no difference what you think about what I think about myself, right? It's the truth. Mm-hmm. It's like that Jay Wilson. I saw the name, Elaine. Elaine, you something else there, Jay Wilson. Should I consider forgiving Jay Wilson? Hell no. Jay Wilson tell me, you ain't no decorator. I say, what? No, I am a decorator. Technically, I would be what you call interior design enthusiast. In other words, I like it. I do it and I like it. Now, he will continually tell me who and what I am, totally invalidating who I say I am. See, I get to determine who I am. In my mind, you don't consider me a decorator? That's on you, bitch. I don't got to know anything about it. You don't even get to express that opinion, girl. It's just basic respect. Hell, he needs to worry about who the hell he is. Basically, Jay Wilson needs to worry about a goddamn job. Since his whole steal was about, I'm working. You don't like working. Oh, you don't like working? You said it. You said it. This is what you said. You said you don't like working. Nigga, where do you work at? You say you only had 2 jobs your whole life, girl. You've had 6 since you've been on here. And now you're a temp. So you're getting a job every few days. Mm-hmm. Elaine, why did you bring up that cursed name, girl? Don't you know that's the name that must not be spoken? She done drug her ass back to San Antonio now. Mm-hmm. She said that that Wolverine was never in her room, and she had to say nobody got on the elevator. Nobody, girl. If that boy would have come up in your room by yourself, girl, it'll be history. You'd be all over him, honey, like a fur coat. Jay Wilson, you nasty little pig, you filthy little pig. You have been caught time and time again on these damn sex sites. You can't even admit that you do it. Everything is a lie, girl. So what you need to do, Jay Wilson, is get your good boots on, girl, and get out there and find you a job, nigga. Elaine nice doing that, child. She's out. Watch me pull this trigger. I heard Flame Monroe say gender is a fact. Well, it is. You can alter it. That's science, but that means you're born that way. Let's see. Sex instead. No, gender. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Honey. I would just say don't pick on people. Right? Many times I've seen people in fights, and it's sometimes to my detriment, right? One time it almost killed me, but I'm not going to sit up there and watch 3 people jump on one person. I'm just not going to do it. I can't do it. Even though I know this motherfucker might pull out a knife and stab my ass, I can't get into that pile-up thing and that bullying thing, period. And that's really, how did he come up with a whole goddamn documentary about it, girl? Whatever. Piers Morgan, you demon. What was his issue? Do y'all remember what his issue was with Meghan Markle? Right? It was a big controversy about his bigotry and prejudice. You're gonna bring your ass here and tell America what the fuck they're gonna do. Girl, he's just wrong on so many levels. And he didn't give a fuck about that girl, Macy Gray. Right? It was intentional. He said, you might be canceled after this answer. And she said, I know they're gonna hate me for this. And then went over to give her opinion. Macy Gray was so happy to be in front of a camera again, Gert. Right? She fed right into it, bought right into it, even though they both said that you're going to be canceled for this, or you could quite possibly be canceled for this. But what they really need to be doing is canceling his ass. Right? Right? Bully? Oh, I'm so offended because you said you were a female. You said you was a woman. You said you was a woman. Like I care what you say. I don't care nothing else you say. You can say anything. I don't give a goddamn what else you say, girl. I don't give a fuck about you, right? But I'm so concerned about what you calling yourself. Okay. No, don't pick on people and bully them, right, Felicia? Just be a decent person, child. It's real basic. Just be a decent person, right? That way other people can love you and understand you. You'll expect it because you understand other people. You at least have compassion for other people and their plight, what they're up against, right? I'm sure these transgender women ain't had these babies and have these no good ass men who leave, and then they got to take care of the child and all this kind of stuff and all the things that I don't know how a woman does it really, because I was raised by a single mother, and not only did she have to work to support us, she had to come home and raise 3 children. I was a badass child. You know, I was a full-time job child, and then feed us. You have to make dinner for us. She had to do a whole lot of stuff as a woman, right? I don't think that's the transgender experience. I think usually they're pushing close to adulthood before they take on this other role. I don't think necessarily the relationship is the same. It might be similar between a transgender woman and a male. Could be more like a heterosexual than a homosexual, right? Anyway, I'm rambling now. I know if you go to porn sites, I know you ladies don't do it, but I'm just talking in general. The transgender sites are with the heterosexuals. So no matter how you feel about them, somebody likes them. They're usually grouped with the heterosexual communities rather than the homosexual community. Whatever. Gay men generally like masculinity. That's what they look for. I ain't to say we all masculine and all that kind of stuff, but they like plaid shirts and they like denim shirts and they want to look masculine because they're obsessed with men. They crave them all over his body. I don't care if he's young or old, just as long as he's beautiful. I just need something I can hold on to. I want muscles all over his body. Hi, Peach Fuzz. Good afternoon, Uncle Tim and everybody. Please share your opinion on which public restroom trans women should use. Neither sex seems to be welcoming them. It is the truth. Now that was last year's story. I don't know how it was resolved, but when Peach Fuzz, I'm not being a smartass. I'm just trying to answer your question. When I go to the mall, this train in front of me, it goes right into the mall, downtown San Francisco, right? So I can be in the mall in 5 minutes. So when I go to the mall, if I go to the restroom, they have unisex restrooms, right? You come into the restroom, one side is women, one side is men, but there's no wall in between them, right? And if I get on the BART, which is the other train here that goes over to Oakland, they have on this door, they have male or female, but only one person goes in at a time. So when I go to the gym, they have 4 of those right side by side, male or female, one person in there at a time, right? So this is how San Francisco has resolved that issue. Most public places, and I think all the government places, have got unisex restrooms. Okay. Now, usually, if you have these big venues, you'll have like the ladies' room might have 5 or 6 stalls in it, and the men's room will have 5 or 6 stalls, and then they will also have urinals and that kind of thing because a lot of people. But they also now have installed a restroom either person can go in, and it makes a lot of sense. I think it's very reasonable. These people who can afford to do that. When you go into a restaurant, you go in one person, lock the door, and it must be some kind of a law now. They put it right on the door, the little male and the little female on there. Either or. Yes, I do. I love all people as long as they are respectful. Right. I treat people the same way they treat me, honey. Mm-hmm. They say, oh, the white man did this and the white man did. Girl, if they are nice people, if they treat me with respect, I will treat them with the exact same amount of respect. I don't give a goddamn what color they are. It's got to be on an individual basis. If I encountered a racist pig, when I know they're a racist pig, I don't like them. Why? Because they don't like me. It's cause and effect, honey. Mm-hmm. I don't care what color they are. I don't care what sex they are, nothing. They're nice to me, I'm nice to them. Good point, Felicia. The muscles, baby. All over his body. Michael Jackson wrote it for Diana Ross. So Michael Jackson was trying to express something about himself. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna get off into the Michael Jackson controversy. Triangle symbols. Okay, okay. Haitian Princess. In SF, I noticed Haitian Princess was just here last week. In SF, I noticed that some bathrooms had triangle symbols. I asked and I was told it means anyone can go in, like unisex. Right. Okay. I haven't seen the triangles, but yeah, that's what it means. And almost everywhere has all the public places now just have either person. Those signs are all over the place. Male or female can go in there. You just have to go in one at a time. So I don't know what happens when you have long lines. You're at a football game, baseball game, all that kind of shit. But I suspect that there is at least in California, there is a third option. You can go to the single, or you can just go to the ladies' room or whatever. But I would imagine people who are transgender can simply go into, have some privacy. People have to use the restroom, honey. That's cruelty. That's barbaric to expect people not to use either restroom. So I believe that's resolved now, at least here. That doesn't say anything about anywhere else, though. It seems pretty simple. Family restroom, unisex restroom, state of being. Yeah, down at the mall, that's what they have. They have a family. I think of how it goes. You go in. One side is the woman's side. One side is the male side. Then they also have the family thing in the middle, where families can go in. So I don't know if you go in there to change diapers or whatever, but primarily they have a restroom where either person could use it. It seems reasonable to me. You think Meghan met up with Pierce once for drinks, but it never went past that? There was some big controversy with him and Meghan Markle, right? He's English. I guess he has some resentment about something she did, whatever. It sounded like bigotry and prejudice to me. Yeah, I don't hear much about the restroom issue, but see, it's totally different when you're talking about San Francisco or you're talking about other places. We're talking about a whole country. You need federal laws, you know. I never cared about the restroom issue, Bianca. Okay, Felicia said, I live in the South, a red state. I'm sorry. And there are no unisex restrooms, but there are family bathrooms. Can a transgender person go in the family restroom? As long as it's a restroom where you can close the door, should make a difference. I mean, why does the restroom have to be for one or the other? As long as there's a toilet in the restroom, girl, why can't a man or a woman go in there? Y'all know sometimes when y'all need to go to the restroom real quick, and the only restroom available is the male restroom, you will go in there or you will piss or shit on yourself, right? So it's just quantifying that you had go in any restroom that is open. Trans women should use the. Don't you go in the ladies' restroom? Don't you go in a stall? Who's peeking over stalls and stuff? Oh, they're gonna come over and they're gonna see a woman. They're gonna go crazy. But I thought they were transgender. Oh, they're gonna dress up like a woman to come in and rape. Girl, if people don't want to rape you, they don't got to go into no damn woman's restroom to do that. What, are you afraid because it's exposed for whatever 40 seconds that your stuff is out? Usually you have locked stalls in the restroom any damn way, girl. At our church, we have it. Let me see, what is it? Don't get me in line. Yeah, at our church here in San Francisco, before we moved, I was amazed when I went to the restroom and there were women right there, wash their hands the same place. They just go in your stall and you do your stuff, child. And I realized that it don't really make that much difference. Anyway, I think family and unisex is the same thing. Right. So family would be, that means a male can go into the restroom to change the diaper. Come here, Danny. Get it, bum, over here. Get it, bum. Where you going? Get it, bum, over here. Raising these children. Let's see what you said. Sad, eat the whip. Sad, eat the whip. I'm glad for this whole debate for reasons completely unrelated to either side of the trans debate. It revitalized restrooms all over the country. I like the single occupant one. Stalls are weird. Single occupant one, yeah, that would be the preference. They can make a few of them, but they can chop up some of those big restrooms we had and make them individual. I mean, as far as the space, particularly if the law dictates that they have to do it. It can be dangerous for a person if they don't want them in the women's restroom. Then they go in the men's restroom, and then their man send a woman is standing at the urinal. It could be dangerous for them, you know. Baby, have mercy, loving kindness. Be quiet. Baby, you want to go in the dungeon? What the hell's wrong? You got to be quiet, boy. I don't need no security right now. Daddy, I smell them. They're out there in the hallway. Mm-hmm. Okay, now pedaling for fupa popping too. Okay. I don't know if you're a troll or not. Backpedaling for fupa popping. You say a trans woman was arrested a while ago for assaulting a teenage girl. Stop lying. Okay, I'm taking you out. But I want to answer that. So you're saying that in all of the 300 million people in the United States, a transgender woman got into it with a teenager, right? So it was okay if a woman got into it with the teenager, right? More than likely, the teenager went off on the trans woman for being in the woman's restroom, right? And so they got into it, right? But out of 300 million people, you have one incident. That's why you are now blocked forever. Well, I don't know what people are comfortable with. We ain't comfortable with nothing, honey. Right? You got to force it. You got to fight for it. All rights are fought for. To me, the conversation should still be on this damn abortion laws. I mean, that's just stripping women of the right over their own body. Don't you care about that? I mean, I would care about that a whole lot more than I care about these 500 or 600 people. Why would a young girl care anything about a transgender woman, honey? What most transgender women are not trying to have sex with women, period. Except for Flame Monroe. Watch out for her, honey. She said she don't not only want a woman, she wants her to be a masculine woman. She's called her studs, right? And then she said today I peeked in there and she said she never reads the comments. So she ain't never gonna grow to nothing. That's just an old beast, honey. Ain't never gonna change anything because she don't listen to anything. Nothing comes in. Right? Baby. Excuse me for a minute. Come on, let's go. Come on. You can't be quiet. You gonna try again? You gotta be quiet, boy. Come here. Say goodbye to the people. Goodbye, people. See you later. See you later. My daddy put me back in the dungeon. He put me back in the dungeon. Hold on a minute, people. My dog can't control himself. Get it, Mom. And no, it's not a real dungeon. It's my bedroom where he has even more conveniences. Like he has a big screen with the cartoons. He loves to watch the cartoons and play with toys. There are men who are using these trans situations to assault women. By those people aren't trans, just predator. I don't know how often something like that would happen. What man, honey? How many men you know gonna put on a bra and panties and make up their face and put on hair, all just to have sex, girl? And why is it got to be? What difference does it make? I mean, what is the big deal about to be in the restroom? Right? Aren't there other people in the restroom? I don't know too many men gonna go through all that, girl, just to get some. I mean, you could. I mean, you're talking about $100 if you're that bad and you're that desperate, girl. There are many other ways. I don't think very many people are interested in something like that. Then you want to say they're gay. Hell, if they're gay, that means they want some dick. Seems to me you want to be a woman. That's true, Elnor. Anytime a marginalized group stand up for itself, the resistance rises up to keep them in their place. We should know better than anybody as Black people. You are right. It's not going to be easy. It never is. Civil rights, hard fought for. That's why I was so offended by these laws, Roe v. Wade, which has been in place for 50 years. And I think that a lot of times, some of these people who cannot conveniently get an abortion, you got to work quick, right? They're going to end up letting people do this to their bodies who are not qualified. There are going to be more people who get messed up inside where they can no longer have a baby, or they could actually get cut up inside, right? There's so many things attached to the right to have an abortion if you need to have one, honey. You can't afford the child. You barely making it already, girl. And you know you're not no good parent. You're not ready to be nobody's parent. You're somebody's child, right? I respect the person who wants to plan their family. When I get somebody who I'm going to be in a relationship with, I want to marry and raise a family, then I'll get pregnant because I want to. And the baby will be loved, not a burden. Well, honey, if he's a pervert, he's just a pervert, Nikki Ballou. I mean, you're not going to eliminate perverts in the world, child. You just watch the news. You ain't going to eliminate them because trans people can go to the restroom. That's not going to be usually their modus operandi. I'll just say it like that, honey. If they're going to abuse somebody or rape somebody, obviously they will want more privacy than being in a public restroom. And plus, they're going to put all this lipstick on, all this. See, y'all watching too much of this damn Silence of the Lambs and things, child. Point out one situation, honey, people are abused all over the goddamn place every day. I'm sure there are thousands of cases of people being abused, honey, and they ain't got nothing to do with no damn restroom. Okay, Felicity, I don't know anything about that case, girl. I don't know. There's always like one case somewhere about everything, girl. You want to talk about murder? You want to talk about rape? Just turn the news on. They're killing them by the dozens now, right? That's what Trump tried to pull some because a woman was raped by a Mexican in California, in the whole state of California, in San Francisco. He tried to make that like now all the Mexican people are rapists and murderers. And here's the case. Look, this woman, she was murdered or she was raped or something like that, right? And then he found out the man didn't even do it. But he tried to blame the whole goddamn country of Mexico for it. Goonies never say never, never say die. What are you asking me? Uncle Tim, when you were a weed user, did it cause you to want to do violence or mass shooting? Fox News is blaming weed. Oh, God. You fell into the Fox News trap, huh? No. Weed makes you want to say, no. Wow, dude. Man, that's funny, man. It's a very passive kind of drug. That's what they're saying was wrong with that boy. That boy, he looks crazy. That is one funny looking motherfucker. The shooter I'm talking about. And then he said he dressed in, I guess they have more, they got to get more of the story, the background of this boy. But they're going to try to blame that on trans people because the boy dressed up to get away, dressed up in women's clothes. But we don't know if he dressed up in women's clothes all the time. Some of the pictures he got wearing a full beard, or this is just a modus operandi to get away. But that is one strange looking dude. was a while back. He didn't kill anyone. Trans, he was. It doesn't happen. Felicia, you say it does. Okay. It was a while back. He didn't kill anyone. He pretended to be trans. Who determined if he was trans or not, girl? Is everybody who puts on a dress, are they all trans? Is Tyler Perry a transgender? I'm just asking. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. Girl, I don't believe that, Felicia. I think you have a better chance of somebody slipping a date rape drug in your drink in a club than the frequency of something like that happening. A girl, of somebody going through all that to dress up to be a woman just to go into a woman's restroom. What is the significance of a woman's restroom? Right? Her washing her hands, is that a turn on or something? Her in the stall, does he kick the door in on the stall? Don't worry about that, girl. There are more things to worry about. Worry about Roe versus Wade, girl. These people just stripped you of your rights, other women's rights, girl. They just took it from you. Okay, I'm not going back to that story no more. Yeah, that shooter is just strange looking, honey. I thought he looked Middle Eastern. Somebody told me he's actually Italian, but that is one strange looking dude. He looked like a mental patient. I'm sure that's probably what he is. He attempted suicide. He should have succeeded. Because he didn't succeed, he threatened to stab all his family members. Right? When they called the cops on him, he had 16 knives of various lengths and swords and shit. Right? And he threatened to kill all of them. How you going to sleep in a house where this motherfucker told you they want to kill the whole family? You know he's mentally crazy. No telling what else they've been through with this boy. He got all these knives collected in his room. And you have to call the police because you can't handle him, right? And so then the father went and signed for him to have the guns. Now, if the father knew how dangerous this fool was, why in the hell is he signing for him to have guns? So they're still early in that investigation. There's probably more coming through that today. But if anybody should have been refused a weapon, it would have been him. And so what kind of father is that? Goonies, you watch Fox News to say scrap, girl. Good luck with that one, honey. Only time I watch Fox News is when they're in the primaries and they are kicking each other in the ass. I love to see them Republicans fighting against each other because they want to get, they want to be elected. So they're tearing into each other. That's the only thing interesting about Fox News. So that's once every 4 or 8 years. Mm-hmm. Oh, Felicia, you're a troll? I didn't know that, honey. You say you support overturning Roe versus Wade. Okay, I have to classify you then as a troll. I'm not going to take you out just at this moment, but I can't listen to what you say. Trump seems to be gearing up. Girl, Donald Trump was in litigation from the day he took the office, girl. Remember now, he was impeached twice. He had been in court since he arrived there. Then he had all these people waiting for his ass when he got out of office, child. And then you're going to put him back in office after he done caused all that violence at the White House and all his refusal to accept any kind of reality at all, and every dumbass decision he made and acting a fool overseas to make us look like idiots, girl. And you tell me that Donald Trump wants to run for office? They need to put his ass in jail. That's what they need to do. He had Flynn up there. Oh, lock her up. You want to lock up Hillary Clinton for her emails, girl. And then you mean to tell me you have caused the insurrection on the White House? Flynn didn't make it 11 days. He talking about lock her up, and then you the biggest criminal of them all, girl. You didn't last in the White House 11 days. The jury is still out on Tyler. I'm joking, right? Well, I guess if Tyler's a transgender, you have to say Flip Wilson's a transgender, Jamie Foxx is a transgender. I mean, that's what Flame Monroe, she's just for entertainment, she said. But yet, Flip Wilson and Jamie Foxx and Tyler Perry, they don't all have fully developed huge breasts, thighs, and augmentation in the face, girl. You don't even know what the fuck you are. Flame Monroe. She's going to try to get some publicity out of this, girl. I don't care. I don't read that comment. You should. Take some time and see how stupid you sound, Flame Monroe. But the people, they go to the club, right? Because he knows they're going to make fun of the trans, even though she's sitting up there, a fully developed woman, her own goddamn self. But they feel free because now they can say anything they want. Stupid. That's a sick person. They don't want us to use the word coon, but I don't know what else you would use for Flame Monroe. She is queen of the cruise. Queen of the coons, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Who would sell that fool a weapon? That's crazy. And the thing is, it's getting worse. It is getting worse. These mass shootings, honey. I can't keep up with the numbers, but did they say they said 300. Is it a week or a day that they have people being shot and killed? Mass shootings, more than 3 people. They have them all the time. We just hear about whatever story they pick out. Any fool, not even 21 years old, can't even buy a beer, but they can go buy an AR-15. They can't buy a pack of cigarettes, but yet they can buy an assault rifle. In this climate, those Republicans are sick. They're just sick people. They're just sick people, and they're just so capitalist. They value money over everything. So all they have to do is hire all these goddamn what do you call those people who go into the White House to fight their causes? I forget, what do you call them? What the Constitution said, carry a gun, nigga. We were in the cowboy days. This is before everybody had a gun, honey. Those laws shouldn't apply to now, right? Why has America got to be the most dangerous country on the planet? Other countries, they have issues too. I know they have wars and rumors of wars. It's depressing. By the time I get off of here, there'll be a brand new story online. Watch. Somebody else they got mad at their job and went and killed everybody. Crazy. Lobbyists. Thank you, Peach Fuzz. Yeah, they got all these damn lobbyists, honey. All this money pouring in there to fight their cause. It's crazy. Democrats, step up your game. All right, people. I've done babbled, run my mouth enough. Y'all have a wonderful, what's today? We in Hump Day. Y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. Talk to you later.